Hello, I am going to kind of be showing you guys a more advanced way to put in accommodations for our 504 and IEP learners, and then whoever you think needs them. I use these a lot for everybody, not just people who require them on paper. This particular video is kind of going to go into a more advanced way of doing this, with the goal being that grading ultimately will be easier and more streamlined. In my previous video, we talked about assigning different versions of assignments to different students. You can totally do that. If you're comfortable with that and that's what's simple for you, go for it. If you're a person like me and you get overwhelmed with grading, I find it really crazy how Google presents all those different assignments, and it makes me nutso. So this is my normal biology class. This is just second semester. This is like what we did pretty much before we were out of school. There's already a lot of stuff here, right? Now the problem with that is once you get to your little to-do list, you are going to see that look at all of these assignments, because every assignment that I made for every different class and different modifications, modified versus regular, is different. So do I really want to open the grading software to only grade 7 things? Not really. No, I prefer just to do all 40 of them or 50 of them at a time. So if you are elementary level, probably it's going to be okay for you to just go ahead and do what I said in the previous video. If you are middle and high school and you have over 100 students, you may want to consider what I am showing you now. Take it with a grain of salt. This is what works for me. You do you. The first thing that you'll need to do before you're going to do the method I'm talking about is make sure that you have some kind of an accommodation summary template created. This is linked in the doc that I sent out to all of you. So you can use this with like an A day and a B day or whatever classes you have, and who is supposed to read or receive what, so that you can go through in an organized way and make sure that our students are getting what they are supposed to get. The next thing that you're going to do, of course, is get an assignment going. So to access, you want to access your assignment using the gradebook method. So I'm going to go back to my test biology page. You're going to go to your classwork, and let's look at the COVID-19 assignment I had. All right, so if I go over here and I click on this little sign thing, it's going to bring me to my gradebook screen. You'll see little thumbnails of what your students currently have, and you'll notice that right now my 2 students haven't done anything because, they're not real. But at this point, the reason this is helpful is because I can choose a specific student and I could add sentence starters or something, right? Maybe somebody needs an extra picture. Maybe I want to put in an extra link for a video that I think would be really helpful for them. Maybe I want them to have a Quizlet link, something like that. So I can actually go in and modify their assignments. So if I click on my demo student, it will load, and in the top left corner, this is the grade viewer. I'm going to make another video about how to do this more efficiently, but this is a little drop-down menu that you're going to have, and you can click on whichever student you want. So right now I'm going to change my demo student's title. The next thing that you're going to need to do before you type anything is go up here. Right now you are in suggesting mode. What that means is that if I am typing something in this box, it's going to send a notification to the student asking them if they want to accept your suggestion. You don't really want to give them the choice to accept the suggestion since it is you providing accommodations for them. So I'm going to click out of that. It's annoying to type all those boxes. So I'm just going to click, this is actually a drop down, and you are going to click editing. This means that the changes that you make are permanent. They don't have to be accepted or rejected by your student. And also it doesn't have all of those annoying green boxes. So you click editing and wow, so you say in this lab, so maybe you want to put a little sentence starter there. So you can manually type things in. I prefer to have sentence starters prepared in advance. So if I go to my doc. This, of course, is my shared drive, so make sure you do that so people can access things. I just, like, we have this all set up. I have sentence starters in here. No, they're not beautiful, but they are fine. Sentence starters, I have some kind of fill in the blank things. I have changed a few things, like I made only one graph for this lab instead of 2 for these students. I added bullet points to make sure they put in 3 observations. So it just has a little bit more scaffolding than one of my normal labs would. However, this looks like a lot, right? So what I am going to do is I'm going to select all and then copy and paste it in. Remember, when you are doing that, you are going to want to select all, so Control plus A, Control A, right? So Control A, that selects the whole document for you. The next thing that you are going to do is click Control C for copy. Neat, Control C. All right, so that has been copied. I go back to my student, and now this is on my clipboard. All right, remember, I need to have double check that I'm in editing mode. Then I push Control A again, right? Because now I want to select all of these and just replace it with my good version, Control A. And then the next shortcut that you are going to do is click Control V. That is for paste. And then it will take a second because the internet is slow right now. And yay, look at that. So there you go. You have now put in something. Now the nice thing is that this modified lab is now saved to my clipboard. So I can go to Megan, and I don't have to go back and copy the second time. Right, so now what I do is I go and I click editing, and then all I do is Control A, Control V, bam, 1 second later, it's done. Again, this is a suggested method for people like me who don't like a lot of clutter on the interwebs. So knock yourself out, try it if you like. This is sometimes easier for students because then they have the assignment that is the same name as their friends. So I have noticed that if I have somebody with like lab and somebody with lab mod, people with lab mod are like, oh wait, are we working on the same assignment? Am I working on the right thing? Should I be working on this? So it does take away a little bit of that confusion, which could be helpful since our kiddos are going to be a little confused. All right, so I hope that this was helpful for you, and have a wonderful afternoon, morning, whatever time of day it is. Toodles.